All right, it is now 1 o'clock here, Monday afternoon, and let's welcome in our guest, Michael Anthony. Good afternoon, Mike. How are you, sir?
I'm doing good. It's a wonderful day here. How are you doing, Jay?
I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. Well, we've got you back on with us, of course, Inside Politics. Last week was a big week. The Attorney General, Mr. Drew Wrigley, held a press conference concerning his decision over the next possible session if the governor needs to be calling a session back in. So, what was the conclusion of that, Michael?
Jay, I love we're now a couple or a month or so, a little over a month since the legislation has ended, and we're still dealing with some of the ramifications here involving this. Let's start real quick about explaining how a veto works.
Uh huh.
Obviously, the legislature has the power to pass bills, which turn into laws once the governor signs them. The governor has the power to veto, which means to not pass a bill should he not like it or should he have issues with it. If he does, he must send a veto letter explaining his position, which is read to the legislative assembly when they meet either the next day or down the line. But either way, they have to read that message out to the legislature so they understand why he vetoed a
Mm-hmm.
certain thing. Now, for obviously the budget bill, which is the most important thing we're talking about right now, obviously he can do line item vetoes where he can omit certain parts. And when it comes to that, it's important that we explain that the governor obviously has to send a veto message out and explaining his position. He also sends a copy of the bill, kind of showing his pen markers where what he erases, what he doesn't erase, especially when you're talking about budgets. You can't veto an entire budget bill. You can, cross out parts that you don't like. So I bring this up because I would like you to pull up a photo if you could, so we can kind of show to the audience what we're looking at now. We're talking about the Industrial Commission budget, Senate Bill 2014. Governor Armstrong, obviously, he said it himself, mistakenly vetoed $35 million in housing and homelessness projects that he didn't mean to. He essentially wanted to just remove a $150,000 funding allocation for a Native American focused organization for the purpose of funding a homelessness liaison position.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the reason I bring up this photo is because the precedent for the legislature has always been to use the copy of the bill on top of the big red X crossed out, which is where this all came from of why he mistakenly took out that $35 million. Now, on the bottom of that photo, you'll see that this is Governor Armstrong's veto message, where it clearly just shows that he just wanted that $150,000 portion removed and nothing else. So the precedent has always been for the legislature's point that the big X is what they go by.
Right.
On Wednesday, the Attorney General said that the new precedent will be based on the wording that the governor has made. So right now, it's believed that that $150,000 will be removed. The $35 million is still in, and that's what we have pretty much covered for this point right now. And it remains to be seen how the legislature feels about it. We reached out to the majority leaders in the House and the Senate. We haven't heard back from them. We know that the legislative management is set to meet next Thursday, June 26th. We haven't had an agenda put out, but they could most likely talk about where they go from here. We could have, court litigation, having the courts decide who's right and who's in the wrong. But essentially, it just comes down to which piece of document determines what gets vetoed.
I mean, this is new territory. This is a precedent that has been set. Of course, we needed a ruling from our attorney general to get thus far. Who is going to push him on it? Is it the NDGOP or will it be the Dems, NPL?
So it won't be a party thing per se. It'll be more of legislative management, which represents all the
Okay.
legislature. Essentially, the man with most of the power will be Senator David Hogue, who is the chairman of legislative management and the Senate Majority Leader. I assume, or since legislative management also features all the main Democratic leaders as well, the minority leaders, they'll have a say in it as well. We don't know where we go from here. The options are they can just let it be, whatever. We're all done. We fixed it. We're all good. We could the legislature could call their
All right. Looks like we've lost Michael here. Ended up with a bad connection, but essentially, I think what Michael is saying coming up here later on in the month, I'm just going to bring her back in here. We did end up losing Michael there, so we'll see if we can't connect with him here down the road and get a clarification. But I believe here later on this month, we'll see how it plays out. We'll have that on the 27th, which is next Friday, and we'll see if we can get Michael on the 30th. That's a Monday, June 30th. So 2 weeks from today, we'll see if Michael can't visit with us and he'll get us a better idea of what is happening with this. So very, very interesting on that. Thank you to Michael Anthony for following along with this case for us. We'll see how, again, it plays out. We'll have more information here later on in the month. 6 after the top of the hour, quick break here at the News Desk. We'll come right back with some of the day's top headlines next.